Now here's a problem where we have another conjunction. You might not recognize it, but if you look at it, we have a less than or equal to sign and a less than sign. We have two signs. So we read this from the center out. 2y plus 1 is less than or equal to, even though that's a greater than or equal to sign, you're going to have to read it less than because you said this first. You said the 2y plus 1 first. So 2y plus 1 is less than or equal to 3y plus 5 and greater than y minus 1. So we're going to separate that into two separate equations. Okay, so we have this inequality. I keep saying equations, but they're really inequalities. This side, and we have this side. So let's take the red side only, and we're going to rewrite that 3y plus 5 exactly like it appears up there. And now we're going to solve that. So the easiest way is to subtract 5 from both sides. 2y minus 4. I didn't do anything to cause that sign to flip. And then I'm going to subtract 2y from both sides. And I still didn't do anything to cause that sign to flip. So that's what you get over here. Now on the green side, we have 2y plus 1 is greater than y minus 1. So over here, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides. Subtract 1y from both sides. And I still haven't done anything to flip the sign. And now I'm going to graph with my number line. I'm just going to plot the 2 points, -4, -2, and now this one over here, the red ones, and remember this is an and, so I am looking for that part in there. When I have two signs, I have a conjunction. So y is greater than or equal to -4. I'm equal to -4 and greater than -4. So there's my graph. That should be colored all in. Okay. And on the green side, y is greater than -2. So -2, I cannot include it, but I'm greater than that. And now I'm looking for the thing that makes them both, that I have both red and green involved. The only things that have both red and green start just beyond -2, just to the right of -2, and go on farther in the right-hand direction, in the positive, toward the positive axis. Okay? Let's see if we can find another one. Let's try this one. Now we have the now we have something, we have two signs again, so we know we have a conjunction. We have this side in red, okay, -5 to and we have the right side, which is the green one. So, solving them, we have to distribute our 2 here over top of this, so we get -5 on the left side is less than 4 minus 2s plus 1, distributive property. The next property is commutative property and substitution together, because I'm going to reorder this left side so that it's 4 plus 1, which is really 5, minus 2s, minus 5. And now I'm going to use the subtraction principle, and I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides. And now I'm dividing by a -2, which means if I divide or multiply by a negative number, I'm going to flip the sign. So when I divide by a negative number, -2, I'm just going to get s over here, but this sign has to flip to point the other way. And now I divide -10 by -2, and I get a +5. On the right-hand side, I still have to distribute that 2. And I'm still going to use my commutative property to reorder, and substitution to substitute a 5 for 4 plus 1, or simplify, whichever you want to say. Now I'm going to subtract 5, use the subtraction property, subtract 5 from both sides. And I'm going to divide again by a -2, which means I'm going to flip my sign around to the opposite direction. 4 divided by -2 is -2. So now I have my two inequalities down here simplified, and I'm going to plot my two endpoints. I have -2 and a +5. So I put them on the line, just like this. Okay, and my red sign says S is less than 5. So it does not include 5, it's less than 5. So the red is to the left and less than 5. My green says S is greater than or equal to -2. Well, if it's equal to, I color it in, and it's greater than, so it goes this way. Now I'm looking for something where there's red and green in the same area, and that's only includes this -2, because they're both red and green, all the way up to this point, but not including the 5 point.